Welcome everyone, I'm Deronda with Foods 101 and today I'm showing you how to make a coffee cake. Simple, easy, fast to do. Now the ingredients you're going to need is 1 cup of sugar, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of buttermilk, a half of a cup of packed brown sugar. I like to use the light brown sugar, but if you'd like you can use the dark brown sugar too. I got 3/4 of a cup of butter at room temperature, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs. Now for the topping, you're going to need a half a cup of nuts. I'm using walnuts today. I've got them chopped. You're going to use a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg right here, and another 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. And I like using the light brown sugar. Now, first we're going to cream the butter and these 2 sugars together. In a medium mixing bowl, I've added my room temperature butter. I'm going to add that packed brown sugar, break it up just a little bit, and I'm going to add the white sugar. Now with a hand mixer, I'm going to beat this on medium to high speed until it's nice and creamy. That looks lovely and creamy, and to this we're going to add those 2 eggs. And we're going to beat it until it looks like this. And that took about 2 minutes. It's lovely and creamy and very well combined, yet it's got a thick heartiness to it. It's what you're looking for. Now, in a smaller bowl, we're going to add the flour, the baking powder, baking soda, and salt. And we're going to take a whisk and we're going to incorporate these very well together. And I had a little flour come flying out of there, so be careful not to lose any of your flour or baking powder or baking soda or salt. I've decided I'm going to add about a teaspoon of cinnamon into this dry mix. I believe it'll give this coffee cake a really fabulous taste. So I'm just going to incorporate that. And you can see that's a different color than your flour. And when you whisk it around, believe me, all your ingredients will distribute evenly throughout your dry mixture. And you won't have to worry about biting into a big bite of baking soda or baking powder. You definitely don't want that. All right, now to the mixture here, we're going to add the dry ingredients. Just add it all at once. We don't have to worry about it too much. And your buttermilk. Oh my gosh, this is a really fantastic coffee cake. With my mixer, I'm going to go ahead and slowly combine all these ingredients together until the mixture and the batter here is really lovely and smooth. This should take about 2 minutes. Your batter should be looking like this, and I just went ahead and scraped down the bowls. Let me get that extra dough off my beaters there. Now you want to start slowly incorporating those ingredients at the beginning, and then at the end you can crack up your hand mixer to high and it'll incorporate your batter to your coffee cake very beautifully like this. Now I've got a 13 by 9 inch pan that I greased and floured, and I'm going to pour the batter into it. This cake is absolutely fantastic, freshly baked in the mornings, and the great part about this cake is you can put plastic over it after you add the topping on, and I'm going to show you how to do that here in a little bit. And you can put it in the refrigerator overnight, so right before, about an hour before you eat, you can just get up, preheat your oven to 350 and let this bake in the oven for 30 minutes. Pull it out, and you're going to have this lovely coffee cake that you can serve by itself or with coffee or tea or scrambled eggs or whatever you enjoy at breakfast time. All right, that looks absolutely fantastic. And now I'm going to set this off to the side, and we're going to bring back that bowl that we whipped our flour and our baking powder and soda in, and I'm going to put that additional half a cup of brown sugar in there with that cinnamon and nutmeg and the nuts, and we're just going to incorporate this until it's really well blended. And it probably would have been best if I just blended that sugar and the cinnamon and nutmeg together, but I'm just gonna get in here with my hands. Hey, that's the easy way to do it. So we'll make sure that those walnuts will have some lovely spices on it. Okay, and now to the top of our cake, you're just gonna sprinkle that brown sugar with the nuts, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, and oh my gosh, it smells so delicious. Oh yeah, it smells delicious. Have a little walnut over here that escaped. Okay, so you want to evenly add it to the top of your cake. You can just spread it out to corner because every little bite you take, you want that cinnamon and sugar to be a part of your cake that you bite into. All right, now at this point, you can take a piece of plastic and you can cover this and put it in the refrigerator overnight, and the next morning you bring it out of the refrigerator, preheat your oven to 350 degrees and bake it for 30 minutes. Now I'm gonna put this directly into the oven. That's the other great part about it, or you can whip it up and bake it right away. So off to a 350 degree preheated oven for the next 30 minutes. Coffee cake is baked and look how scrumptious and delicious that is. I'm gonna sit it here on a cooling rack. I'm gonna let it cool for about 15 minutes. But first I'm gonna use a toothpick test. I'm gonna go in it, make sure I have no batter. Now that's a little sugar from the topping there. It is done. I'm gonna let it sit for about 15 minutes. Then I'll be back, cut into it, and tell you what it tastes like. Oh my gosh, if you could be here in my kitchen to smell how delicious this is. I'm gonna start cutting into this coffee cake, and you can just hear that top crumble. And then we'll go this way. It's still super, super warm. Now, that first piece is always so difficult to get out, but I want to show you what it looks like. And looky there. Oh yeah, absolutely fantastic. Very, very warm. It's just gonna fall apart. I'm gonna get a plate. Woo, yummy there. Boy, you definitely want it to cool off a little bit more. I'm gonna give this a little try, but look here on the inside. Looky there. Oh yeah. Boy, let me tell you, you and your guests are gonna be happy eating this in the morning with your breakfast and your coffee and your tea. Ooh, that additional cinnamon is absolutely fantastic. Sorry for using my finger there. Had to get up on that fork. But you will not, oh my goodness. I just had a burst of cinnamon and sugar together. You will not be disappointed with this coffee cake, y'all. Hey, leave me a comment, give me thumbs up, and thanks a million for watching, and I'll catch you next time.